What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going over to my buddies at Running for Tacos. We're going to be installing some locked off-road 2-inch hydro bumps. I'm super stoked to get these on the truck. They're just going to be a lot more comfortable off-road, over whoops, that kind of stuff, than a regular traditional like rubber bump stop. Eventually I'll have them up front as well. I believe my Dirt King lower control arm ship very soon. Once those are here, I will be putting on the locked off-road hydro bumps up front as well. But let's go to Running for Tacos and I'll show you guys how it's done. All right, let's go over what you get with your locked off-road hydro bump kit. You're obviously gonna get the hydro bumps here. You've got a striker plate and a mount for the hydro bumps to go inside of to mount to the frame of the truck. Now, these are perfect if you don't have a U-bolt flip kit. If you do have a U-bolt flip kit, you're gonna need these. These are Icon striker plates. Locked Off-Road is actually working on making their own striker plates for the U-bolt flip kit, but until then, I'm gonna run these Icons. That way I don't have to really use these since I have a U-bolt flip kit. It'll come with the grade 8 hardware that you guys need and a spanner to adjust the hydros as well. Alright guys, so truck is on the lift obviously. So what we're doing is getting these factory bump plates off. So this is what would usually make contact with your bump stop here. This has to be removed for the hydro bump to be mounted up there. After that, we'll do the plates for the striker plates on here. But right now, Mitch is just using an air hammer to get these off so we can cut the rest of this thing off here so it's out of the way. If you have one of your rivets hanging below here, make sure to grind it completely flat so that way you can hammer it out without it mushrooming on the bottom here, because then it's just make your life a little bit harder to get everything out. But again, so if it's sticking out, grind it flush, then knock it out. That way it actually comes out and it's not mushroomed over. That way when you mount the hydro bump bracket here, everything sits nice and flush and nothing's just hanging in there. All right, so if you guys are like me and you have a little bit of rust here where the old striker was for the factory bump, we're gonna basically grind this down so it's bare and hit it with some Steel-It so we're not putting the locked hydro bump kit on top of some rusted out steel. Just good preventative stuff. There is one coat of Steel-It on the frame of the truck. Why does it look like a face? Anyway, we did this so that underneath the hydro bump bracket, there wasn't just gonna be a bunch of rust. So we grinded it down, made it like new, and then did a coat of Steel-It to paint it up, prevent it from rusting again. Now what we'll do is we'll put on the hydro bump brackets, and they actually just bolt right up too. So they bolt 2 bolts up top, 2 bolts underneath, and then you put your hydro bump inside there. All right, now when you're torquing these bolts down, they're a 16 mil. You're gonna wanna start from the bottom. That way it seats the bracket up to the frame, and then you'll hit the top once the bracket itself is actually seated to the frame. So hit the bottoms first, 16 mil bolts, and then do the tops. Again, hit the bottoms first to seat it up, and then hit the tops. Alright, so the hydro is in, resi's back on. We routed it behind the hydro and it actually works perfectly. It doesn't come in contact with it, so that's good. But we're leaving it just a little bit loose. That way we can set the truck on the ground and see where it sits to then adjust the hydros for that. So I recommend you guys do the same thing. That way it's not just like set and then you have to take it all loose again, retighten it, loose again, retighten it. This way we can set the truck on the ground. Once it's under full load, see where the striker plate and the hydro are within each other, and then adjust this either up or down as we need to as we go. All right, the hydro bumps are now on the truck. And as you guys can see, it's not a terribly hard install. Just basically grind those down and then hit them with a hammer and a press pin or something like that to pop them out. Both the new ones set the hydros to where you need them to be. It's kind of as simple as that. Luckily,